Cheers, guys. Epix 911, welcome to the Elitist Geek and a video in the VR miscellaneous series. Now, I went to a outlet mall yesterday. So my wife brought me to this mall. She wanted to do some shopping, get some stuff. I had some shoes, so definitely something in it for me. Not something I enjoy, though. I'm not a guy who enjoys shopping. I'm kind of know what I want, in, out, done, right? But yeah, this dragged on for a few hours. Anyways, I had a feeling that there was going to be something VR related. Little did I know it wouldn't quite be what I was looking for. And I'll explain. So there was a kiosk kind of on the far end of this mall that had virtual reality units. Now, I spotted a guy, he was on a motion device, and I should have recorded this. I didn't, because I basically saved the guy's life. Okay, maybe that's getting a little dramatic, but I definitely prevented him from hurling all over the poor guy's kiosk. So the guy strapped him in this, literally this motion thing, put the HMD on his head, which was a virtual roller coaster, okay? The first thing that stood out is, wow, nothing about this device that he's standing on is in sync with what he's seeing on the screen. And I found out later, it's not in sync at all. It's just set up purely, pretty much as a gimmick, okay? But the poor guy, by the time I got there, he was literally going green and asking his buddy to get him off this thing. And the buddy had no clue. So I basically stepped in, managed to turn off the device, and we, opened it, had him jump to safety. He said he was literally seconds away from hurling from whatever he was using. At this point, I still didn't know. The strap said Oculus, but it obviously wasn't a Rift headset or even a Gear VR. All the boxes said were VR Pro. Now, I've done the research since. I now know what they are, but I'm going to let you watch the videos. Now, obviously, I was polite to this guy. Look, he's just making a living, not going to use his name. I contemplated even blurring out his face, which I still may do, but he was just doing his work, just doing his job, and at the end of the day, I got to respect that, right? It was purely the product, and at the time, I wasn't 100% upfront because I really didn't know about the product yet. So he was okay with me filming, recording, and showing the devices, okay? I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to play the videos, throw them in here of that. I might need to subtitle because some of them are difficult to understand because it was in a mall environment. And again, I did not expect to be filming, didn't have my mic with me or any kind of noise suppression or cancellation. So it's very raw. I'll put that in now and talk to you guys on the flip side. Cheers, guys. Epix 911. Welcome to the Elitist Geek and virtual reality booth here in the Premium South outlet in Las Vegas. Checking out the VR Pro 360 units. These units are from China. They work with Android phones, iOS phones, and a variety of apps. So it's a little bit more pulpy flavor in terms of entry-level VR. You can see it's tied in here with the screen and a motion device that's tied in. And right now this is set up to work with the amusement style ride. So of these 9 apps that you see on the screen, they're all motion-based rides. Roller coasters, giant swings, same kind of thing. Typically it will work with Bluetooth, so any kind of Bluetooth generic, like the Steel series that I have for the Game VR, will work with this as well. And again, the manufacturer is out of China. And this is the VR Pro product that you have, right?
Yes, actually. The only thing you have to have actually is a cell phone and then the goggles. You just get your cell phone, go to the Play Store, really easy, most of the games are free. Then you type VR. Many apps will pop up. Free. Some of them will be $1. You have to pay if you want. Right. Or as long as you download, I will give you him an experience with shooting games with zombies. See?
So there's quite a variety of games.
Yes, definitely. Since sports to shooting, to movies.
So this works similar to like a Gear VR, putting the phone in, and then the lens magnifies the screen.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty comfortable on the face, right? Yes. And you said they were 69?
Yes, basically 69. Whenever they buy two, we do for 100. And yes, the best thing is we do still have controllers.
And what's your store?
So virtual reality rooftop there.
Virtual reality. And this is the South Premium?
South Premium Flats.
In Las Vegas?
Yes.
All right, excellent. And how often are you here? How often is your booth open?
9 to 9, Sunday to Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. All right. So you've watched those videos. So let's talk about this device, right? Now, I've said on numerous occasions that I strongly believe that the way to get VR out to the masses is to literally be in their face VR-wise wherever we can, whether that's theaters, shopping malls, whatever, right? Of course, my intention with that statement was that it was, the caveat being that it was going to be quality virtual reality. Essentially everything that this VR Pro device wasn't, okay? Now, VR Pro is a Chinese manufactured HMD, and it's basically a Google Cardboard clone, okay? The Kiosk was selling these things for $69, which sounds okay on the surface if you know nothing about VR, and that's part of what made me reevaluate and want to do this video in the first place, is if you were a little bit interested in VR but didn't know the specifics, you might get suckered into buying one of these things, right? So the Kiosk sells them for $69. You can actually get them on Amazon for, I've seen them as low as $24, which is significantly cheaper. Like we're talking in the Google Cardboard range, but with plastic. It's iOS compatible, it's Android compatible. Those are all the good things we can say about it, right? Cheap, very compatible. Now let's get into the bad. So Google Cardboard itself offers a 90-degree field of view. This thing advertises 70 to 80, but let's be clear about this, and I've tried it. I would be willing to bet it is, in fact, much closer to 70 than 80. If it was 70.1, I might believe that. And then they could say, you know what, it's between 70 and 80 because they're not lying then, right? Technically it is because it's 70.1, even if it rounds down specifically to 70. So shady marketing? Probably, right? So it takes what already looks pretty bad in Google Cardboard, and if you can believe it, makes it look even worse. The fish lens effect was strong. What he said in the video was accurate, right? Most of the apps are free. Some of them you pay $1 for. But believe me, once you've played some of these, even the free ones, you might want your time back. Obviously, you didn't pay any money, right? But you invested some time. Anyone who's susceptible to motion sickness, do not use these things. Like I said, he was ready to hurl within seconds, and he said he's not somebody who normally suffers badly from motion sickness. I tried it on for just a few, maybe 30 seconds to a minute plus, and I could definitely see the latency was just horrible on this device, right? It was bad because it's also has to factor in the phone that you're using, and I don't think, bless the guy again, but his phone was that powerful because it was struggling with the app. And of course, what's the end result of that, right? Is a crappy experience that for people who are prone to motion sickness is going to absolutely trigger it for them. So yeah, the bad things, all those apps, this is meant as a pulpy VR solution at best. And ultimately, I think it could do more harm. Anybody who doesn't know, who tries that, would probably walk away completely underwhelmed, thinking, wow, I sure dodged one on VR, right? Because let's face it, we need numbers. We need to move VR devices. And having stuff like this out there, if they were in that kiosk in that mall, I'd be willing to bet they're in hundreds of malls across North America. Flogging those units, right? To give people quote unquote virtual reality. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, guys? For me, it's really honestly made me reevaluate my stance on having VR out there, right? If it's crappy like this, it could absolutely do more harm than good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, guys, cheers. Catch you on the VR flip side.